Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Hey, leaders. How are you? All right, so welcome to the bonus training of the Leader Within. Oh. My plug just fell out of my laptop. All right, but listen, for this bonus training, it's going to be kind of short, quick, to the point. It's really just going to be about a couple questions you always need to ask yourself to keep going. Because what I will tell you is the money won't keep you going. It literally won't. Right now, you are chasing and chasing the money. And as soon as you get it, you might feel like, what the fuck? Now what? All right. And when you have days when people are not responding to your stuff, when no one's engaging with your posts, when you have not made $1 in your business, when you had a big month and now this past month you can't make any money, this is what you need to keep going. And guys, I can guarantee you, I can seriously guarantee this. If you just stay with this business for at least 3 years, okay? By 3 years, you'll definitely start seeing money coming in, okay? If you stay with this business by 5 years, it could be making significant income, okay? So listen, if you just hang out with me, just remember this, just answer these questions, you are going to be okay. You are going to make this thing happen. You are going to survive, okay? But what most people do is they use money as their purpose, right? And I know in this online world, especially because I'm a money person, all I do is talk about money, right? But I know in this online world that too many people attach their significance and their worth to a dollar amount. And that's not the point of money. Money is a source of self-love, okay? It is. It really is. It's a source of self-love. But, okay, so it can be seen as self-love. But I'm going to rewind on that statement. It's not a source, okay? Money is not a source. It's just like how self-love can come to you, okay? But you are the source. You are the source of your abundance. You are why you need to keep going. You can create abundance and worthiness and feelings of self-love right now, all right? Money is just another way for love to come to you, okay? So you have to really, really understand that, like to the point that I'm so serious that money is not going to be the thing that all of a sudden makes you feel worthy. You can hit a whole bunch of money and then say, okay, you know what? Because I've been there, guys. Okay, you know what? When I hit that amount of money in that way, that's when I'll feel worthy. And you chase and you chase and you chase and you chase and you keep chasing after that, okay, until you actually get it. And you never feel that feeling of self-worth. You never feel that feeling of love. You never feel that feeling of abundance. You never feel valued. You don't, because you have attached it to something outside of yourself. Worthiness and self-love can only come from within. Once you feel that, money starts to happen faster because you are starting to speak from a place of love and abundance and worthiness. Okay? All right. So how do we start to uncover what is the bigger purpose then behind this business besides money? Because maybe that's all you thought was your purpose, was to make money. Okay? Maybe that's all you wanted to do is, oh, I've only thought about making money, or I've only thought about how money would benefit my family. Now, to a certain extent, that can be your purpose. But after you take care of your family and after all that happens, there has to be a bigger reason for you to keep going this business. There has to be a reason so big outside of you and even outside of your family that you keep going with this business, even when things suck and when things are just in the shitter. Okay? All right. So, uncovering your deep why and your purpose. I want you to think about your business for a second. And I want you to think about if you get someone to sign up for your program, right? And what kind of transformation happens to that person that comes in your program? How does that transformation then go on to affect that person's family, that person's community, and even the economy around them, right? So for me, my purpose is really around women and money, getting women more money, having women being uncomfortable with making more money, because I know that if women have more money, it's proven in research studies, I'm going to be doing a post on it actually later today, that women run businesses to serve. We also run businesses to help communities. So when women have more money, we are more of service to the world. We give back to our communities more. And in the study, they do a comparison of men versus women. Men are fueled by economic things, getting more resources, things like that. Women are fueled by service and by providing more to their community. So even if I'm having a shit day in my business, or if I am having a shit month or a shit year, I have to connect to the deeper purpose of this business. Is if I do not keep going with this business, then I cannot help the couple clients, or sooner or later it's going to be thousands of clients, right? I've had like probably almost 100 clients now, and I want to have thousands of clients. And even the people who follow my Facebook page or in my Facebook group or see my profile, read a quote from me about women and money, it could affect them. And it just ripples and ripples and ripples throughout, right? So if a client works with me and she makes more money, women tend to hire more women, okay? So if she's a woman business owner, she makes more money in her business. She then goes on to hire more women, which allows more women to have their own businesses and stay at home with their families, which allows families to have more money. And we all know the number one cause of divorce is finances, right? Which allows families to stay together, which allows mom to spend more time with their children while also providing financial resources to their families. And if more families stay together, right, then that just means that the world will become better. There will be happier childhoods. There will be happier adults. It will go on to then change the world. So if I am having a shit day in my business, if I'm having a shit month, if I am having a shit quarter, right, all I have to do is think about, if I give up, then I will not go on to teach these women about money. These women will then go on to not make more money, which will mean to maybe possibly some of them going back to work, which will mean some of them to having strain, financial strain, time strain, stress strain, right? Kids being in daycare when kids really want to, if these kids really want to be at home with their moms. So just allowing these women freedoms then goes on to ripple throughout communities and ripple throughout the world, really. Even if my client, right, say I have a client, she doesn't have a family, okay? Say I have a client, doesn't have a family, just her, maybe her and her husband, right? And she goes on to make more money. Well, if she goes on to make more money in her business, one, of course, she will hire more women in her business. Maybe she'll go on to hire another coach. Maybe she'll go on to hire a virtual assistant, a personal assistant, a graphic designer, whatever it is, right? But she will also go on to then use her money in her community at local retail stores, at restaurants, right? And most of those places in her community are owned by mom and pops, just people like us who are small business owners trying to make it, right? Which will then go on to, these people might donate to their community. They might donate for like a new football field or something in their community, right? But it will go on. You have to think about how the dollar doesn't stop at your client. It never, ever, ever does. And most of the work that we are doing in this group is transforming people's lives and their businesses. So if we can connect to the deeper purpose that I'm not just helping people make more money, I am literally helping, this business make more money, which goes on to do this, which goes on to do this, which goes on to do this, okay? So step one, I want you to think about how, if you make one person that you work with a dollar more than what they've made before they came to you, how would that transform their life, okay? Think about, hey Claire, think about if this person, this client that you take on, goes on to make $100 more that year. How does that transform their life? Think about if they go on to make $1,000, $10,000, right? You can start where it seems appropriate for you and where you have been, but think about how far that dollar or that extra money you're making them actually travels. It travels so much further than you think just stopping in their bank account, okay? It goes so much further than that. All right. So think about things that they would spend it on, and then how would affect that person that they spend it on. Maybe they would buy their kids new shoes, and then their kid will go on to feel more confident. And if that kid's feeling more confident, Maybe he will do better in school, right? Like there's so many little different ripple effects that can happen when you are transforming and helping people in this industry. But you have to connect to that. You have to understand it, you have to do the work, and you have to connect with that, okay? Because you need to have this in you. It is literally like the only thing that will keep you going when you are so frustrated. I'm telling you. Now, what we can also think about is not just besides the impact that we're having right now in these businesses, right? But when we think about the future of our businesses and what we can do if we do have more money and more resources, right? So let's say this is my vision for the bigger vision for my business. Is when my business gets to a certain point, I have this vision and this idea of either hosting some kind of 5K race or event or something like that, something like a fundraiser, like a big fundraiser that benefits single moms of America. That's just one of my goals. I want the money to be fundraised, and it goes to, I already scouted out one charity that gives money to single mothers. They give them money for food or clothing. Sometimes they just send them these things. They also give them money for education, to extend their education, get more education. It's a really, really important thing to me. And it's something that I want to change in the world and I want to help. And I know that if my business was to become bigger, then I can have a bigger impact on the world with this piece that's really important to me. So if I give up on my business, say next month, right? If I were to give up on my business and I wasn't going to see how far this business could actually go, then I won't be able to have a like free, like an event, right? Like I wouldn't be able to host this event that would then raise money for charities for single mothers. So I have to realize that this message and this purpose is bigger than me, and most of the time it's not about me. It's not about how much money I'm making. It's not about me. It is about the bigger purpose at hand here. And when I look at that bigger purpose, it's about helping single mothers. So you have to identify what your purpose is. What is your purpose of this business? If you were to go bigger and you were to go further, who would you want to help? What would you want to do? And think of it as something not as small, right? Think of it not that it has to relate to you and that it's a small thing. Think bigger than yourself. So if you are really interested in politics, it could be like, I could donate to, I know there's some kind of nonprofit going around right now that's called She Should Run, and it's getting women in politics. So if you could, right, if your business was to go that big, you could make a donation to She Should Run. Even if you make $100,000 this year, you can maybe make a donation to this political organization. If your business is to make, $1 million this year, then, oh man, it would be so great. I could give, $50,000 to saving the rainforest. Whatever it is for you, you have to connect to that mission. And you have to come back to it almost every single day, not just when times are shitty. Even when times are good, remind yourself what that mission is, what it needs to be, how it's bigger, how it's not about you. And it's not even about your feelings or your money. It's not even about that. It's about this mission and this purpose that you're going to help and that you're going to do. And that someone out there needs you right now. And they need to hear your message. Because if you were to make them an extra 100,000, whatever it is, then you could change their lives and their community, and then that could change so many other things. Okay? All right, guys, so that's all I got for the bonus training today. There is no workbooks. This is a bonus training, really short. This one's only like 15 minutes. It really is just coming down to like 2 questions, the 2 questions I mentioned in this video. If you have any questions about that, I would say connecting to this purpose is bigger than looking at your money goals. This purpose, you have to know this purpose inside and out. You have to understand that this thing is the thing that will keep your business going, because it has to be bigger than you. Okay. All right. So I know. The next training, the last training, the bonus training is next week. And it is the very last training of this group. It has been so much fun watching you guys grow. We still have one more training, so I'm not going to do a goodbye yet. If you have any questions about this training, your deeper purpose and your why, and really finding it, I remembered I had trouble connecting to a deeper purpose and why when I was really, really consumed by, making money. And I get it. I get it. It can feel like a struggle. It can feel heavy. It can feel hard. So I know how it can be so hard, right? It can feel like overwhelming to try to think bigger than just, I have these problems and these bills I need to pay, and this overwhelming feelings. So if you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments of this video and I'll help you work through it. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.